Hey guys, welcome back to the Kool-Aid Podcast. For today's episode, I'm gonna be giving my reaction to tonight's game against Napoli in the Europa League. That sounds pretty strange, associating Barcelona playing on a Thursday night. And towards the end of the episode, I am gonna be discussing Sunday's game against Valencia in La Liga. So recapping, giving my thoughts on today's performance. I thought today's performance was very. It gave mixed emotions. Barcelona in the first half, they played on the front foot. They created chances. We started off with a high pressure as Xavi wants us to play. We had an opportunity to go up with Ferran Torres. We started up with a very good lineup, the lineup that I predicted yesterday's episode. We started with a lineup with Ferran Torres, Adama Traore, and Aubameyang. Busquets was rested. He later came on. The same with Gavi. Surprise was seeing Des start at right back. I mean Des not starting at right back. Instead Mingueza started there. We know that Xavi doesn't really have much confidence in both of the two right backs that are available for the Champions League. Dani Alves isn't registered, so we're gonna have to make do with what we have. Starting off with the lineup, it was a good team. No Araujo, which was a big blow. But a strong team, for Napoli. This was a Champions League tie, and we needed to put our best team forward. We also made our debut in the Europa League. We have played in this competition, but it was before it was called the Europa League. We haven't, and this is our first time debuting. But Ferran Torres, he had the first big chance of the game. It came close to the 27th, 25th minute mark, around there. Threw a ball to Aubameyang, missed tackle. Aubameyang was able to play Ferran Torres through. Ferran Torres was 1-on-1. And he lost his balance and he shot the ball. It went off target, and then a couple minutes later, Napoli through Zielinski. They go down the other end. Poor defending on our part for this one. Too much ball watching. Zielinski goes. He takes a shot on Ter Stegen. Ter Stegen saves it, but Zielinski gets the rebound, and we go 1-0 down already in the 29th minute. And when they went ahead, I was just like, "Oh, are you serious?" And another big game where we go down behind and we now have to claw our way back into the game. Because we were playing well. We were creating chances. We could have gone 1-0 up just a couple minutes earlier, and now we're 1-0 down. That's very frustrating. Because it seems like every single game that's happening to us. So after Napoli score, we try to get back into the game. There were some spaces that Napoli could have exploited. It was very open, but Barcelona managed to only keep a 1-0 deficit, and we move into the second half. In the second half, we saw a better approach to the game, but I felt it was very empty this entire game. Even though Barcelona were dominant, we had over 67% possession in the game, and we had 21 shots, 5 of them being on target. We didn't feel like creating. We created a couple of chances, but it was just a stale performance, in my opinion. Barcelona, with Ferran Torres, had a bad night, a bad performance. He missed way too many chances. In the around the 59th minute mark, 58th minute mark, Adama Traore is running down the wing. He puts in a cross hits Napoli's defender's hand, and VAR calls it over, says it's a penalty. I believe it's a soft penalty because even though Adama Traore he crossed the ball and it hit the defender's hand, it was going nowhere near any player. I think the cross was very poor, and I believe it was a soft pen. If that was called against us, we would be very angry that was called against us. But we don't complain. We take those. In the 59th minute mark, Ferran Torres, who's missed a couple of chances, he steps up to the penalty. At first, I thought it was going to be, let's say, Aubameyang or Piqué who was going to take the penalty. But no, it was Ferran Torres. He steps up, it was a decent penalty, but he scores, and that's what matters, and it puts us level. So it's a 1-1. We bring on Dembele, we take off Frenkie de Jong, we take off Nico, we bring on Gavi, and another thing that I've noticed throughout the game is that Adama Traore was constantly being marked by more than one player, constantly marked by two players. I guess I wasn't really attacking on that right side. I thought maybe Dest would have been a much better option, because he's much more attack-minded than Mingueza. Having those overlapping runs on the right side, I think Xavi took too long to sub in Dest. So some feelings I have from this game up front is that you would get to the final third and we would have no change of pace, no change of dynamic. We would be very slow up top. But that all changed when Dembele came on. He was able to stretch the pitch a little bit further. We looked a little bit much more dangerous. And when that happened, we put on pressure. We also brought on Luuk de Jong. Luuk de Jong almost scored a fantastic goal with that bicycle kick. When Luuk de Jong went for the spectacular, I was like, oh my god, is Luuk de Jong going to save us again? But unfortunately, he wasn't able. It was a very close attempt. But Barcelona couldn't break down the Napoli defense. As I mentioned in yesterday's episode, Napoli have been rock solid. They've been playing really well defensively, and we were only able to score one goal, and now unable to win at the Camp Nou. We have to move into next week against Napoli, playing in Italy. It's going to be a tough game playing away. Barcelona haven't been great away, but we'll see if we can get the job done. In the last 14 matches against Italian teams, we've only lost 2 of them, so the record isn't too bad. But we'll see. The away goal rule no longer applies in European competitions. So if it did, we would be at a sort of disadvantage because we would be going into the tie losing, but we would have the chance to make up for it. We would have to score, and you saw a little bit how the lack of the away goal rule affected this match. Napoli was very defensive. They were waiting for the counterattack. In the second half, they didn't have that many opportunities to counterattack. They had much more counterattacks in the first. Napoli were much more better in the first half than in the second. So in the second half, with the lack of the away goal rule, Napoli has even less incentive to move forward. So next week we're gonna have to go for it. We're gonna have to try our best to win the game. It's a complete clean slate. We don't have to worry anything much, and we're gonna see what we can do. And moving now into this weekend's game against Valencia, it's gonna be a very tough game because we're gonna need to secure that top 4. Valencia, I mean, has been playing very, very well. Valencia are currently 12th in La Liga, and they are currently in a bad run of form. But Valencia is a very tough team to beat, and we'll see. We're gonna have Dani Alves back, but we will have no PK, so we're gonna see how Barcelona do that. Let me know what you guys think of today's game. Any thoughts on this weekend's coming game on Sunday against Valencia, and thank you guys for listening. Leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Bye bye.